So you want to start to frame what your ideal job is going to look like. Okay. So once you do all this research, now you can really say, okay, you know what? These are the things I'm looking for out of my next role. I want these type of titles. Don't just pick one because, different companies have different titles, different things, but just kind of like a few different phrases of the type of job you want. The industry you want to work in, right? So I mentioned before about working with animals. So maybe it's is that pets industry? I don't know what the industry is. Maybe it's healthcare, maybe it's tech. Hello, tech is booming right now. Everybody wants to get into technology. But you don't necessarily have to be a technical person to work at a tech firm, right? Because those tech companies still need other roles besides coders. So just think about the industry you want to be in. And again, all this is getting drawn from your internal assessment and your external research. Location, do you want to travel? Do you want to work from home? Do you want to move? Right? What is the culture like? So remember we talked about those core values. So really kind of digging deeper into the type of culture you want to work in. Is it like a free Google fluid type of atmosphere? Is it more rigid because you like structure and rules, right? And then salary. Put down that number. What do you need to be making? Okay. One thing that I didn't point out, I probably should have as part of your research is salaries as well. Because if you need to be making a certain amount of money, or if money is of value to you and you want to make sure that you don't take that big of a pay cut per se, you want to research these salaries, because you want to start, negotiating, and you want to be aware of the numbers. So you really want to make sure you know your numbers in terms of how well you want to be paid and what is the going rate, etc. Okay. Which kind of brings me to the next point of how do you measure up? So if you know, okay, I think this would be perfect for me. I want to be doing, marketing for, I don't know, the tech industry. What do I need? Because there are going to be some requirements, of course. So does that require any skills, special skills I need to pick up? Do I need to take a free course somewhere? LinkedIn Learning has some great resources for that. Do I need any education? I need to go back to school for something, right? So now if you decide I do want to be a doctor, you need to go back to med school, right? Or you want to be an attorney, you need to go to law school, right? So just kind of knowing what are the requirements to get into this industry. And again, ONET is a great place to figure that out, as well as networking. Like Tom mentioned, kind of networking with your peers or your past colleagues and things like that can kind of tell you. And then like also when I say LinkedIn, I'm going to dig a little deeper there for the research part and some of the ways you could research LinkedIn. So you can literally put in the job titles that you're looking for, see who pops up, and kind of study the people that pop up and see what experiences, what trainings, what certifications, what education they have doing the job you want to be doing. Right? And so you definitely want to see if there is a gap. And then what do you need to fill that gap so that you can become more qualified for those type of positions. Sometimes it just may be learning the industry because you have the skills. So if you're a marketer, you're a marketer. You know how to market, right? What you don't know is how a certain industry goes about their marketing efforts. So maybe you need to learn some of the jargon around, things in technology, things like that. So with that, you could kind of study the tech industry and get more, right? But you may not necessarily need any specific training or skills. The piece that may be missing is experience in that industry. I hope I'm making sense. And then you can start to position yourself, right? So once you know what you want, you know what you need to get what you want. Now you need to know what are the things I can highlight to position myself for what I want based on what the position needs. Okay, so relevant skills. So for example, you're a teacher. A lot of teachers are making a move right now. So if you're a teacher wanting to do something else, what are the skills that you can bring over that's going to be relevant to the new role? Teachers have a lot of skills that they don't even realize they have because they really just see themselves as a teacher. So they think about me instructing children. That's it. But there's so much more, right? They have to be persuasive. So they can be great salespeople. You can sell 3-year-old on, getting in line. You're probably a decent salesperson. You know what I mean? And so just making sure you can make those connections and put it in your self-marketing documents, which we'll go through in a bit. That's going to be the key to positioning yourself. Because if you want to switch careers and you have a resume that simply lists all the things you've done in your past career, no one is going to see you in the light that you want to be seen in for the new path you want to take. So you're going to need to really make sure that you can pull the things that are most relevant, present them in a way that is going to be compelling and, again, relevant to the reader so that you can make that match. Okay, so you still want to have accomplishments. You still want to make sure that value is coming through in those accomplishments, but really, again, making sure your transferables are there and then your uniqueness. So let's say you are a teacher and now you want to move into sales, for example, since I was going there. Your uniqueness could be that you're very patient and you will follow through, because as a teacher, you have to be patient and you have to follow through with your students, right? So that is a great way to showcase, I have the skills you need. I may not necessarily have the direct experience, but I have the skills to do good in this field. Here they are. And you have to spell it out for people. Recruiters and hiring managers are not going to put those pieces together for you. You have to do that. So positioning yourself is going to be the probably most important part of being successful in making this move, because you can't position yourself without doing this pre-work to know and understand what is needed, what you want. Okay.